Senator Franken. Our next speaker is one of Minnesota's civil rights pioneers, a very close friend of Senator Humphrey, a very great career as an educational consultant. Dr. Josie Johnson was also the first African-American member of the University of Minnesota's Board of Regents. But before we listen to Dr. Johnson, let's listen to just a few seconds of a young mayor of Minneapolis running for the United States Senate, speaking before the 1948 Democratic National Convention in Philadelphia, and being the first politician to address a national convention on behalf of civil rights for all citizens.
My friends, to those who say that we are rushing this issue of civil rights, I say to them, we are 172 years late. To those who say that this civil rights program is an infringement on states' rights, I say this: the time has arrived in America for the Democratic Party to get out of the shadows of states' rights and to walk forthrightly into the bright sunshine of human rights.
As I mentioned, one of Minnesota's civil rights pioneers, a close friend of Vice President Humphrey, please welcome Dr. Josie Johnson.
Thank you very much. My remarks are a call for courage. When Vice President Humphrey delivered his address to the 1948 Democratic National Convention on July 17, 1948, I was 17 years old and a sophomore at Fisk University in Nashville, Tennessee. In 1948, people could not vote. Black people could not vote in the South. My father and I spent days collecting petitions to do away with the poll tax in Texas. In 1948, school children went to segregated, inferior schools in the South. In 1948, lynching of black men, including soldiers returning from World War II, was an uncommon event lynching. In 1948, Jim Crow laws were enforced. I share these few facts with you to illustrate the environment in which Vice President Hubert Humphrey delivered his address in the 1948 Democratic National Convention. It took courage to ask the convention to unlearn the teaching of the past. It took courage to ask his colleagues to rethink the teaching of superiority of one group over another. That was 1948. We are now in 2012, and we again need courage and courageous leaders like Vice President Humphrey. Leaders who can see the pending danger to our democracy. Leaders who can touch the hearts and minds of those who insist on living in the shadows of states' rights. Leaders who are principled and fair. Leaders who know the difference between truth and fiction. I ask, what did we learn from Hubert Humphrey about courage? I ask myself, how courageous am I 65 years after his address to the convention? I ask you, How courageous are you in 2012? We are living in such troubled times, and we need the courage of a Hubert H. Humphrey to continue the battle for our threatened democracy. In the memorial service in the U.S. Capitol Rotunda, Senator Edward Brooks of Massachusetts shared the last public words to his colleague. He said, "We must keep up the fight. If we do, I assure you, it will be well worth every effort we make." Thank you.